Welcome back to California Cooking. We have a great show for you today. First, I'm learning how to make carbonara pasta with Chef Claudio from Osteria Bigoli. Then, I'm adding my own spin to the sloppy Joe I loved growing up. And Kaj Goldberg is taking us to one of his favorite bakeries, serving up fresh baked bread, healthy breakfast, sandwiches, and more. First up, it's a restaurant serving old world Italian food with a new flair. It's called Osteria Bigoli, and I really enjoyed my visit to this quaint restaurant in Santa Monica. Claudio and
Yes.
Mark, how are you guys?
Good.
Good.
This is such a, first of all, great street. A lot of people walking by, very neighborhood in Santa Monica, and do people just kind of walk by and go, hey, I haven't been in here before?
Yeah,
Do you get a lot of that?
we get that, and
We wanted to become like in the 80s and 90s,
Okay.
the neighborhood restaurant.
Right.
That
Is that going
people-
away? Do you feel that's kind of going
I
away?
think,
Yeah.
I really believe it's disappearing a little bit. Yes.
yeah, because you got a lot of the bigger restaurants coming in, and it's no longer the neighborhood
Yeah.
where it's just the cook and the back coming doing the front and the back. You got a corporation.
That's
now.
right.
What me and him do
Yeah.
at other restaurants, you got 10 people doing it.
Well, how did you guys first get to know each other?
I had a restaurant in Beverly Boulevard in Switzerland
Yes.
called Pane e Vino.
And now you were telling me about this restaurant that for if
Pane e
Bruce
Vino
Willis
was,
was an
yes,
investor.
Yes.
Bruce Willis was an investor, Michael Mann, Steve Tisch, you name it.
All the
I forgot
celebrities?
those guys.
Greg Gorman.
Yeah. Greg Gorman, yeah.
all the celebrities
Yeah.
would come and eat dinner there and hang
Yes.
out.
Madonna, you name it.
Yes.
So now here you are together again
Yeah.
at your restaurant. Now Bigoli, I said, well, what does that mean?
Bigoli is actually the Venetian pasta. And because made by hand, you know, it retains the sauce a little better.
Right.
Okay? And we serve it with a wild boar.
Really?
A real good ragu.
Yes.
You like wild boar?
The name of
I don't know that I've had wild boar.
You're gonna have it today.
Cinghiale,
Yeah,
yeah.
cinghiale.
Yeah.
It's good.
What are a few things on the menu that people would love to know?
The carbonara.
Uh-huh.
You guys are gonna have the carbonara.
Carbonara,
with the guanciale,
we're gonna do it with the rigatoni this time. It's
and
easier to
not
eat.
with cream sauce.
No with cream sauce.
Is that
no.
not the right
No,
proper way? No.
no.
I look forward to getting in the kitchen with Claudio.
Okay.
I also
definitely.
hear you sing opera.
Yeah, yes. My father was a musician.
Mm-hmm.
While I was growing up, I learned music.
Yeah.
But my father sent me to cooking school just in case.
Ah.
I may one day, you know, I had to put food on the table.
Right.
Because we were open with the garage band. Yeah.
What a multi-talented guy, Claudio, huh?
He's a Renaissance.
He is a Renaissance
I'm a
man.
Renaissance man, yeah. A real one.
All right, are we going to go
Okay.
cook?
Yes.
We're gonna go cook?
Yeah? Let's do it.
Let's go.
You've got two eggs. Is that
Okay,
how
I
we're
got
gonna
two
start?
eggs and I'm gonna break them and I'm gonna just use the yolk.
Okay. This is the proper way to make carbonara.
See, I'm gonna separate
Okay.
one yolk. Then I'm gonna put pecorino.
Pecorino.
Pecorino, very good pecorino cheese. Plenty, maybe a little bit of pepper,
Huh?
like this, and we're gonna leave it there until we're gonna do the guanciale. So let's do that.
Okay. So guanciale, you say better than bacon for this.
Better than bacon.
More.
Because it's the pork cheek, we're gonna render this fat
Yeah.
as much as we can. You see, we don't put any other...
No oil,
No oil,
no.
no butter. Yeah. So you see, it gets nice now. A little carefully.
What is
we're
this?
gonna white wine.
Ah.
See?
Woo!
All right. What we have to do now is warm up
The pasta.
the pasta.
What type of
Rigatoni.
Rigatoni.
Rigatoni. Okay, now see. We do the pasta. Leave always some water.
Because that helps the sauce come together.
See?
Yeah. All the starch.
Yes. We mix a little bit.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna put it over
Okay.
there.
Now this is where you say
Now
you've got to
this-
be fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what's happening?
The egg, the
See?
cheese.
Sometimes you may need a little bit more but I think we're okay.
Yeah.
We put plenty of cheese. Okay, so now we're gonna plate it.
Just a couple ingredients.
Yes.
That's it.
Very, very simple.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna put some more cheese.
More pecorino.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gorgeous, Claudio. Order up. Claudio, here's the thing. Easy to make, a few ingredients.
Easy to make.
But the trick is not to scramble the egg.
Not to scramble the eggs.
Yeah.
So therefore you do it off the fire, like I did, you know, and
Yeah.
it's real fast, so fresh air goes into it.
Right.
But the pasta is warm, okay?
And he said get the piece down underneath.
The piece
Yeah.
underneath.
Mmm. Oh my gosh.
The
salty bite of the cheese.
salty bite of the cheese and the guanciale.
Mmm. Claudio, there's so much flavor in this.
Mhm.
Well done. I'm so happy to have lunch with my friend Ashley, who turned me on to this place. Hi.
Hi.
We have not had the chance to have lunch together.
Not yet.
I know, and our kiddos are friends. They're best buddies in preschool.
Yeah.
They're there right now, actually. And here we are. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, Jessica.
Oh my gosh, this looks so delicious. Claudio, of course, is, I mean, he knows a thing or two about pasta, obviously, but this, I hear, is how the restaurant got its name.
This is the house
Yeah.
recipe, the house, what people come here for.
Yeah.
It's the Bigoli pasta with wild boar ragu.
Gosh. And then this is called the silk handkerchief.
Silk handkerchief with the almond pesto. And they say that you need it's so good that it'll make you cry. So there you have the handkerchief to wipe the tear.
I believe it. Claudio agrees. Claudio's like, that's exactly right. And then the mussels, oh my goodness.
The mussels with a beautiful tomato wine broth and some nice hearty
Dipping
bread.
Okay, where do we start, Ashley? What do we
Wherever
do?
you want, you're my guest.
Okay, I want to try the house dish, the house specialty.
You got it. How is it? Is it good? I'm
Oh
excited.
my gosh. I don't think I've had boar, but I mean, you would think it's beef, but the flavor, Claudio, look at him over there. Oh my gosh, that is delicious. Should we try a mussel or a handkerchief?
Mussels, that's what I was
Mussels.
thinking. I'm gonna get you one of those
Juicy one at the bottom.
mussels.
That is the biggest mussel I have seen. Oh my gosh. That has so much flavor.
You like?
That is so delicious.
I'm so glad you like it. What I really love about Claudio's cooking
Mm-hmm.
is that, you know, we've actually traveled to Italy together.
That's amazing.
And we visited Claudio's hometown.
Mm-hmm.
And he exposed us to some real good northern Italian food. So
Yeah.
I feel like when I eat the food here, it really reminds me of like the authentic Italian food.
Well, it really makes a difference when someone is cooking food they've known their whole life. The last one. Should we just take a little?
Plate. Or just eat it off the plate?
I don't know. I couldn't resist. I want to take a little taste. But that pasta is so thin. Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
that is so good.
Wow. Ashley
Claudio.
and Claudio. To
And
Claudio!
Jessica. To Claudio, thank you.
That food really hits the spot when you're in the mood for some classic Italian. And how much fun did I have with Claudio, Mark, and Ashley? Chef Claudio also showed me how to make a spinach salad with bacon and warm balsamic dressing. To see that, check out our Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. Coming up, it's the perfect spot to get fresh baked bread. Kaj Goldberg is taking us to Seed Bakery. Plus, does Levi like it? I'm making a potato pancake with my leftover turkey and mashed potatoes. We'll find out, but first, I'm putting my own spin on the sloppy joe that I loved growing up. That's coming up next. Sloppy Joes was one of my favorite things my mom made when I was growing up. And yeah, it came out of a can, so I decided to make a more gourmet version, but I used lamb instead of beef. Levi happens to love ground lamb, which if you've had lamb chops, ground lamb has the same flavor. So if you love lamb, I think you'll just go crazy for ground lamb. And we use it in all different kinds of things. I love to make a take on a sloppy joe with lamb, where I put the ketchup and the tomato sauce, but I also add in some different kind of like Middle Eastern flavors. I add a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of cumin, some smoked paprika, garlic, onion, some pine nuts, and then I put it on a roll and I make a cucumber tzatziki sauce. So it's really yummy, and it's something that I actually probably make once a week because Levi will always eat it. So starting with the ground lamb, I'm gonna go back here and saute it up with some onion, and then we'll add the seasonings. So I'm browning up a quarter of a large onion, half of a small onion, and then I'm gonna add the lamb. And it cooks really quickly, just like ground beef. Want to get it into small pieces. And then some salt. We'll start with the salt, and then we'll add our other seasonings once we brown the meat a little. I don't want to add garlic until it's almost cooked through because I don't want the garlic to burn. Because garlic gets kind of bitter if it burns. Small dice. You don't want big chunks of garlic. Let's check on our meat. On to our spices. Smoked paprika, one of my favorites. It goes in almost everything I make. And because it's smoked paprika, it has a little bit of a smokiness too, but not spicy at all. So we're gonna add a healthy tablespoon of the smoked paprika. Cumin, another warm, lovely spice that I put in a lot of dishes with chicken or meat or lamb. And I'll add my garlic. And then cinnamon. Now cinnamon is something obviously we usually associate with sweet things, but it goes so well in those Mediterranean and kind of Middle Eastern flavors when you add a little bit of cinnamon. You want to be sparing because it could easily overwhelm it, but it just adds this little hint of, what is that? I would start with maybe a quarter of a teaspoon. Sprinkling of oregano, and then I'm gonna add some pine nuts, and I want to toast up the pine nuts as I'm still cooking up the meat. So I would say maybe 2 tablespoons of pine nuts. Ooh, and then those spices get warm and they smell so good. And here's what we want. Everything's getting brown, and that's where the flavor comes out. Now the meat is all brown and yummy. To give it that sloppy joe kind of feel, I'm gonna add a good amount of ketchup. That was probably 2 tablespoons. And then some tomato sauce to give it this saucy consistency. And that's something you just kind of feel out. If you need more, you add more, and some Worcestershire. A few good dashes of that. And then you want to scrape up all those bits. This is when I would taste it. I would turn it down and just let it simmer on the stove for a minute. A little bit more cinnamon, a little more cumin. It could go up on the spices. A little more oregano, a little more everything. Garlic powder in there too. And then give it another taste. See how we're doing. On to my topping for my lamb sloppy joe. I make this to go along with dinner several nights a week. You know, tzatziki, a lot of times it's shaved cucumber. You get it at Greek restaurants. It's very dill and garlic and lemony. It's so delicious. I've made it a little different where I just slice the cucumber to make it easier as opposed to grating it. So you take your hothouse cucumber, Persian cucumber, any of those work, and you slice it up into relatively thin slices. You don't want them too chunky because again, it's gonna be on our sloppy joe. So you almost want it, I think the size you'd think of like a pickle. So to our cucumbers, I'm gonna add some salt, a spoonful of Greek yogurt, and a little spoonful of sour cream. And we're gonna stir up our cucumbers. And basically you just wanna add enough yogurt and sour cream until it's covering all of the cucumbers. And then to that, you could do grated garlic or chopped garlic. I'm gonna do garlic powder. It's not as strong, but it still gives you the garlicky flavor. some lemon. And then to this, the ingredient that I think you have to have for this little salad is fresh dill. We'll add our dill, a good amount of it. And if you make it ahead of time, just keep it in the fridge. I wouldn't keep it in the fridge too long because there's so much water in the cucumbers that the water will come out and kind of ruin the whole creaminess of the sauce. Okay, we're gonna assemble our lamb sloppy joe. So we've got a toasted brioche bun. That's why they're called sloppy, right? Pile it up. You've got all the spices, the garlic, the onions, the pine nuts. And then on top, you add the creamy, dill, garlicky cucumber salad, our lamb sloppy joe. That's a mess. That's when you're gonna have to change your shirt after you eat that one. This is gonna be messy. Let me get a napkin, because I just feel, I'll have it on standby. Oh, it's so soft because the brioche bun. Okay. I have stuff on my face, don't I? That was so good, and it did taste like sloppy joes, and Ari and Levi loved it. Coming up, fresh baked bread, healthy breakfast, sandwiches, and more. Kaj Goldberg is taking us to one of his favorite spots. Then, does Levi like the potato pancake I made with my turkey and mashed potato leftovers? We'll find out. There's nothing quite like the taste of fresh baked bread. Kaj Goldberg is taking us to a bakery he's obsessed with. Here's why.
Hey Jessica, we're here in North Pasadena at one of my favorite bakeries in the world. The reason I found this place is because my son has allergies, so they bake gluten-free, very healthy bread. It's here in this nondescript building. The name of the bakery, Seed. And let me tell you, it's a whole lot more than just a bakery. Come check it out. So talk about the concept of Seed. How did you come up with it?
I used to have a restaurant in the 90s, and I had it for a good 10 years. It just that it came to a point where there was no more evolution, so I was able to sell it. Somehow I stumbled into bread baking. I was intrigued by it. I studied with different bakers, you know, the art of making bread, basically. I wasn't sure yet I should commit to it or not because I knew what it took to do a restaurant or a bakery, but then I had to.
Now, everyone loves their French baguette.
Yes.
So tell me, why is yours so good?
Well, our ingredients are really simple. It's flour, water, and salt. We don't have anything else in it. A lot of baguettes, if you look at the ingredient list these days, you know, it's like a paragraph. You know, there's so much stuff in there. Everything is done here, obviously, you know, I mean, from the bread, we have a little cafe as well. We make sandwiches and breakfast items and so forth. So we do, everything is from scratch. That's what keeps us going.
So Jess, the baguette just came out of the oven. Oh, it's so warm and smells amazing. But Seed is a lot more than just baked breads. Joseph, you also run this amazing cafe. So what do we have here?
So we picked up a bunch of favas, and then what do we do with it? We just made a fava bean taco.
Wow, the cilantro, the fava bean, it's almost like I don't miss that it's not carnitas or anything. It's like it's meat.
100% vegan.
Then, this is my favorite. This is the cauliflower steak sandwich.
Yep.
And I come here for lunch at least once a week.
Yeah.
It tastes like meat, it feels like meat, but it's vegan as well.
It's vegan as well. So this is with a pistachio pesto, and it's a roasted cauliflower and some pepitas and some greens. And this is our sourdough bread that we make in a loaf pan for sandwiches.
Amazing. Well, I'm gonna finish that later. But before I do, this looks amazing.
It's like a chile relleno. Wow. It's a chile, and it's stuffed with like a spiced cheese
Oh my
and
goodness.
there's an egg on top, and there's like an avocado toast on the bottom. So it's kind of like a complex flavor, and this is a cilantro dressing.
You gotta get a close up on this.
Farm
Look,
fresh eggs. We
look
get
at
them
the
from
way
the
it
farm.
just
Yeah.
drips right on to everything. Oh, it's so delicious. So you've got the Latin flavor.
Yep.
So good. There's such a difference, a fine line between a fresh egg and an egg that's been in a supermarket.
Yeah.
And the chile was in the oven, that beautiful oven, and it's got such a good crisp flavor to it. It's fantastic. Jessica, you don't know what you're missing. This is awesome.
Kai, that looks so amazing. Thanks for taking us to one of your favorite spots. Okay, on to Levi Likes It. I happen to have a little mashed potatoes and turkey left over, so I made a potato pancake. But will he like it? It's mashed potatoes and cheese
But I don't like mashed potatoes.
I know you don't, which is crazy to not love mashed potatoes.
I don't like it. I don't want to eat it. Mashed potato is baby food.
No, it isn't. It's delicious food.
No, it's not. It's baby food.
How can he not love mashed potatoes? I'm telling you guys, these potato pancakes are out of this world. If you want to see me making them, go to our Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. That's it for us, but if you want to check out more of my conversation with Chef Claudio and Mark from Osteria Bigoli and the story about all the famous people they've cooked for over the years, then check out our California Cooking podcast. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Ieri a passeggiare e lo sentivo all'ordine